Okay. Good morning to everyone. Happy Saturday. Happy Saturday to you all. I pray you all are doing well this morning. Okay, I'm supposed to be going to this event, but to God be all the glory. Opening our eyes and seeing another day. It is 7:45 a.m. in the morning where I'm at. I don't know what city you're in, but I know where I'm at right now. It is 7:45 in the morning. It is 36 degrees outside. This weather's been crazy. And God has been good. To God be all the glory. Before I get into this conversation, I want to go into a word of prayer here. I want to go into a word of prayer. And of course, we always go into saying our Father's prayer, but I just want to say something here about, I know you see this. I got this off a channel. The name of the channel is Jesse on Fire. Um, I'm using his right now. This photo. I'm gonna just talk through the photo. I'm not gonna even play the video this time. I'm just not gonna play the video. I just wanted to put this face. I just wanted to put Diddy face up here, so that will attract some people to come by and to listen to what I have to share on my platform about this whole thing about Diddy and about his legal battle right now he's going through with the world, with the world, okay? His time, he's going up against the world about all his deviant behavior during his career in the hip hop music world. And I explained to people, Diddy was not a rapper. He was a rapper, but he was like a background rapper. But he's more on the business side of the industry. He's more on the level of business, like where Jay-Z is a rapper and he's a business mogul. He's like somebody that operates on a higher level where he in with the real big guys that's behind everybody's career, the music, and even some of the people who been on unalive, even behind some of the artists that we don't have here physically. And I always say physical because of being that I am a believer in Christ. I believe that yes, your body is going to deteriorate and you are going to be laid to rest in a grave or crematory or whatever. But the thing is that your soul goes somewhere. It's your soul, right? And that's the most important thing is how we live our life out here is how we going to be when it's our time to leave this world. So let me go into our Father's prayer and we get back into the discussion. Our Father who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name, thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread and forgive us our debts as we forgive our debtors. Lead us not into temptation, Lord, but deliver us from evil. For thy you are the kingdom and the power and the glory and forever and ever. Amen. Amen. It just makes me feel so good when I just could talk to God before I get into any conversation about anything. I always want to give God to honor his name. Okay? We all should. Now, back to what I'm saying about Diddy. People probably wonder, why would I want to defend Diddy? Because I defend Christ. And I tell people, this is an R. Kelly platform. I would never have opened this platform if it wasn't for the injustice being served to Mr. Robert Sylvester Kelly. Um, when it comes to R. Kelly, it comes to R&B. It comes to black music, black culture, hip hop is also all included. Black men, wealthy, these men have rise from wherever they were when they came from to who they are in this world. And the thing is that I believe every man, woman that's being accused of any crime, if I wasn't there and I didn't see it, is guilty. I mean, I'm sorry, it's not guilty. It's not guilty. I'm meaning that it's innocent. I believe Diddy's innocent on the way I'm judging it in the word of God and how I'm looking at things through the lenses of God. Diddy's innocent, R. Kelly's innocent, and Jay-Z is innocent. Okay, regardless to who did what to whoever, they're still according. I mean, I'm going on the level of their crime, how they're being accused, and how they are being put in public and being crucified in the public. Okay, so I don't see why how they can have a fair hearing in the court, not outside by the people, not by the opinion on social media. I don't see how these men will be given a fair trial when everything about from their childhood to everything about their relationships, their children, their mothers, their fathers, their family members, their friends, or whatever, is being put out here on display. Everybody is talking about Diddy's parties. Okay? This man in this industry, this black young man, well, black middle aged man or whatever, had got a chance to be around some very influential people in America. He's been around the the people actually that sit and do make your laws. You know, that's why they come in so hard for him, because if they have to open up the Diddy list of the parties from the White House to the outhouse is there. You hear me? These people don't want to be in exposure. They don't want people to know their secrets. And they want to silence Diddy. They want to scare him. They want to put him behind bars. They want to silence him. Or they want somebody else to do the job while they keep their hands clean. You see what I'm saying? They want to keep feeding you this stuff in the public that Diddy did all of this stuff to people, that he got bodies on him, and he had something to do with Biggie's murder. He had something to get Biggie out the way and to get this one out the way. Me, I don't believe none of that shit. I don't believe nothing around the fact that Diddy was able to get in the industry and become the mogul that he has, because he's been around some very powerful, influential people. Your pastor, okay, that you go to church and you throw your money on that tray and everything. Your pastor, look, T.D. Jakes' name is tied up all in there, okay. He was at the Diddy parties. Even they real quiet about this one. The one from Princess, what's her name again? The Princess Diane's son. I don't really pay too much attention to the royal life, but they hurried up and shut it down real quick when they saw the photos of him being at the Diddy party. The London people over there in England, they shut that shit down real quick. Okay, about his involvement. And who else? The whole world, was at the Diddy party. A lot of leaders all over the world been at the Diddy parties. Okay, he was able to get that contract or whatever business with that liquor company, with that Italian liquor company or whatever like that. Oh yeah, Judges was at the Diddy party. Why do you think bodies are dropping? Why do you think why do you think people are being silenced and murdered and killed? If they had something to hide, if they had something to tell, it ain't got nothing to do with them being silenced because of their royalties. They being silenced because you going to find out some real influential high world leaders that was at the Diddy parties. Because how could they? How come these people are still? You know what I'm saying? Like, these people, they know everything about you. They could go all into your files. They could find out every family member from your first grade teacher. They could find all your information, and it operates from the top. When the feds are involved, when the feds are involved, it means it's coming from the top. I tell you, watch the mob movies. you know, watch those Italian mob movies. When I watched some of them, like The Godfather, those classics and everything, and I looked at the fact that what's his name was it was a singer. He was a very popular singer. The teen loved him. The women loved him and everything. He was an Italian singer, but anyway, he wanted the gangsters to go after the movie producer or this big producer or whatever. He was one of the big guys, and he was like, "Look, I wanted this certain part. He didn't want to give it to me. He's putting the black ball in my career. Blah 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 blah." So the Godfather had to come and handle some business. So that's when you find that man in the bed with the head, with his head, the horse head cut off and all that other stuff. Like giving him a warning that Frankie so and so don't get that part, man, you gonna be a dead man. He took his favorite horse, cut his head off, and put him in the bed. Let him know this is what we gonna do to you. Next, it ain't gonna be no horse. It's gonna be you. So anyway, I'm just saying about power and manipulation. And that's what people do. When they in a place to have power, they can do whatever they want to destroy somebody else's life and career. And that power comes from, of course, the evil that sits up above. He said, wickedness in high places. It says that in the Word of God. You got wickedness in high places, but the highest place of anything that can destroy any man that's trying to destroy God's people and God's innocent lives of people. God is on the throne right now, where he uses his power. This is why you see things looking the way it looks, but it's not looking the way man. This is how God is working it out. Like all you, I hate to say it, white men who've been up in this business of entertainment in Hollywood, music in Hollywood, all know you've been on top of the game, controlling the music of, you've been the masses. You've been the masses. And now it's time for the black man to rise. And now you can't stand to see black men in power. And this is the reason why y'all coming so hard for Diddy and coming so hard for Jay-Z and, of course, R. Kelly. But see, R. Kelly is not the one sitting up there. R. Kelly is, out of all of them, is the most brokest and the most poorest one right now. And he ain't got nothing else to lose right now but his music. And that's all holding on to. Y'all done destroyed the man's family. Y'all done destroyed his relationship with friends. Y'all try to destroy his fan base. Like people turn against R. Kelly and make R. Kelly really believe that R. Kelly was the pedo in the industry. When the pedo in the industry is all the way from the White House to the outhouse. And that is God's showing you his truth. I read a comment that said, y'all let the president run the country. Why R. Kelly can't be out of jail? Y'all let this man with a felon run the country, but R. Kelly's in jail. Okay? And now y'all coming for Diddy and Jay-Z. And y'all trying to bring all kind of confusion around. These are grown-ass men. You think they still worrying about some little boy feud they had back in their time when they was on the stage or whatever? That's not true. Jay-Z, I have never, even when publicly, when Jay-Z came in front of that's what they want y'all to believe. But that's not the truth. When I saw Jay-Z come to that platform and they talked about him and R. Kelly having that falling out, whatever. Jay-Z didn't say a word. He just wished R. Kelly the best, and he didn't even mention, because this is public relations. When you sitting up there bad-mouthing somebody in the public about your enemy or whoever, it don't look good for you. So Jay-Z did it just right, did not talk bad about R. Kelly in the sight of the people, in the public. Whatever they had going on behind closed doors is between them or whatever. But as far as what they do in front of the public, I have never saw them to have any beef in the public. Now, they both called Andy Martinez, and I shared that video, and they both showed their side of the story about what was going on. That was their side of the story. Excuse me, y'all. Now they trying to throw everybody's name in it. You know what I'm saying? They trying to throw this one in it. The fight was over this and over that. These were two men with two egos. Okay, both superstars. One was getting more shine than the other. So of course it's going to be some type of battle, a fight. But that doesn't necessarily mean they have mad hate for each other. They want to, and both black men in America that's in sitting in the music industry, and they got a whole lot of fans in the states that love them all over the United States for Jay Z, and maybe some places or in other places of the world with his wife Beyonce. And they see this power couple. They see this beautiful black power couple out here on top of the game and everything. I like Beyonce in my own way. Okay. As far as going to a Beyonce concert and doing all that stuff, nah. I ain't gonna do all of that. But I'm saying I like Beyonce, and I like the way she's holding her crown. And I like the way she's dealing with all of this stuff being out there about her life and about her family and about her husband and about her children. And she's just holding her crown. You know what I'm saying? That is what I like. And I like the way she is. And I hope she just stay the way she is. Don't let these people try to break you or break you down or have your crown fall off your head and all that stuff. No, girl, keep holding your crown up, sister. Keep being excellent. Excellent. Okay, you're doing a very great job setting an example to a lot of women, and especially to that ragamuffin that R. Kelly was with. You could show her something how she got how she's holding it up. Okay, I like the way Beyonce is holding it down. And Diddy won. The reason the title Diddy won is that this Busby law firm or whatever, whoever these people are, who have all these claims against Diddy, and they got all of this. They was supposed to be fighting against. They don't even have a license to do it. And we saw this as R. Kelly supporters. We saw all of this play out before in the R. Kelly thing when all these women came with these claims and who was supposed to be representing them? Michael Avenatti, a crook. Okay, he was fraud, and just like what's going on with Busby being, as far as on this case, is fraud. They threw it out because he doesn't have any license. That firm or whoever don't have any license under this fight. Okay, for the claims. So I wanted to share the video, but I'm just gonna not share the video because it's a white man talking about it. That's probably why I'm doing it. But hey, when it comes to my people, I'm sorry, y'all. I'm just gonna keep it real. I'm just gonna keep it real because when it comes to talking bad about us by any white person, they should keep quiet. Anything that has to do with our lives in America, especially when it's coming to something like this, up against something like this, they don't need to be in on the subject because they can't really understand. Because some of them are the reason why, from through their ancestry, is why our people are the way they are, and through some things that has happened to them that has been passed on through their ancestry. Okay? So anyway, back to Diddy. So the Diddy law firm or whatever, it's probably going to be going viral all over today. I just caught it this morning. It was on last night, but I didn't. I go to bed early, whatever. But I just thought I would just like, if you want to go to the channel and hear it, his name is Jesse on Fire. Sorry, that's not what we looking at, y'all. That's not what we looking at. I'm sorry, y'all. I don't even know where I'm at now. Well, anyway, I had it up, so now it came down. But you can all tell me what you think in the thing because I'm not, you know what I'm saying? I'm not in favor of Diddy going to jail. I'm really not. Being the high profile celebrity that he is, I don't think that should be his punishment, to be honest with you. Yeah, he should take some responsibility, just like how R. Kelly had. They all need to take some responsibility for some things that they did that was out of misconduct. I didn't see Jay-Z out of misconduct. I think he's handling it well. He's staying out of the sight of the public. He's not talking about anything. He's just letting people just talk out there and do what they do. Okay? Just make up lies on his name and just trying to do things that just try to destroy his image, and trying to poke R. Kelly in there when R. Kelly really ain't got nothing to do, and none of this got people going on platforms talking that R. Kelly said this and said that. But if it didn't come from R. Kelly, don't believe it. Okay, I haven't heard it from R. Kelly, so I'm not going to believe it. Okay, but I know R. Kelly has talked about, because you can't listen to AI technology. AI today is ugly. The devil is so busy, he will use technology to destroy somebody in any kind of way he can get a way around doing it. That's what the devil will do. So you got to be very careful what goes in your ears, how you hear things, but you got to be able to think for yourself and look. And that's how I'm looking at it. I'm looking at it for myself first. I'm looking at me, and I'm looking at my family and the things that I don't like in some of my relatives, and I can't change that. Only God can do the changing. And I believe God already gave us an equal amount anyway in our families and in our community and in our world, that just going to be who they going to be. Okay? Some just going to be who they going to be. And it is what it is. But I'm just saying, for Diddy and for R. Kelly and for Jay-Z, like I said, this is an R. Kelly platform. So anything surrounding these celebrities' names, like in the R&B world and in the music world, especially when it comes around black music and art and culture, it will be talked about on this platform, because this is the main platform. This is an R. Kelly platform, and R. Kelly is the R and the B. Okay, so I love you guys. I'll probably be back with you all later when I get some more juice to talk about. But like I said about Diddy, I believe that trial is going to be thrown out, but they're going to have to get Diddy on some civil suits, as far as like putting him in behind bars for some time, not forever, not for no Rico, but for if he did something like, for domestic violence, abuse, some shit like that, or but I'd rather it be fought in the courthouse than out here in the public, and both parties could be heard to have a fair trial. Okay, wow, they putting these trials out here, these high profile trials out here in the public, it's already prejudiced the case. I'm sorry. They could come with, hey, you talk about the case, you talk about anything about Diddy or trial or whatever, or anything slandering his character, his name, or whatever, like we try to do with R. Kelly. We were trying to get some videos shut down. But the videos that we were trying to get shut down was their videos, the prosecutors' videos. These were the Me Too movement, these women from the Me Too movement that were going on making videos, and some men, maybe, the Me Too movement that all goes into Black Lives Matter and all that stuff, as far as I'm concerned. They were all the ones, and they all came together as they group to take down R. Kelly and have these videos and go on these platforms and make these agitators, the people that can come and stir up the stuff in the public. These people was get on the social media, and it's been successful in that way for them because people weren't aware of that. People were not aware of it, and that's how they were able to be successful at doing it to R. Kelly. But any other high profile cases, and then on top of that, when he went to court, so that you wouldn't hear the real true evidence of the case. So they made it closed circuit. And look at it. It was going on during COVID and all that other time during the season. So it was really hard for a lot of people to really be there to hear this trial. So then R. Kelly supporters, they didn't stop. We kept going. They went and got the transcripts, and they started reading it out there in the public on the platforms. So people who has already been programmed to believe from all the media, and then with Surviving R. Kelly still in people's sight, and Surviving R. Kelly in people's minds, and everything that was said, and how they just destroyed him in the public before they got him to the courthouse. So it wasn't a fair trial. And no, he don't deserve to be there. So all you say, oh, he did this, he did that, you don't know nothing. Talking about facts like you were there. You weren't there. So you shouldn't even be on here saying the things you're saying. And since you know what I'm saying? Because we all know these females all came for a bag. Or they were planted, or they were paid to lie. They went and brought in bad character witness. They paid witnesses to come in and to lie. R. Kelly had nobody there. He was broke. He didn't even have the money to get the best legal help. Because they always wanted to make it look like it was his money paying off people to lie for him and people to get him, free from that last time. But it was never about the money. It was about the truth. And R. Kelly wanted the truth to be out there. And they didn't want him to be able to tell the truth. They wanted to continue to spin the narrative. And they wanted to continue to make it seem like he was some sexual deviant on young children. And the only reason he kept them other two around because he was so scared and afraid and by himself, he felt he had to have somebody around to trust him, to trust them. Gail, no, she went there to his house when he's sitting up there looking crazy or whatever like that. He was like the man was losing his man was about the man was terrified. The way he couldn't sleep, he wasn't eating, whatever, and he was staying up there at that Trump Plaza, whatever. If you could look at the condition of the place, how poor and lonely that man was living with his dog. And they talk about Azrael and I was there. They were there to check up on him and everything. But they had a place at the place themselves. But that place, particular room or whatever, was R. Kelly's suite. And he stayed there with him and his dog. So all that stuff that y'all think he was doing with Azrael and Joy and all that, they were just there. They was taking care of him. And maybe something could have happened with him and the girls, or maybe they did have some, whatever. But he was in a vulnerable state. What you think? And he thought he can trust them, and they were his friends. And these people out here just telling lies. Well, I hope you praying for your family. I hope you praying for your little brother, your sister, or your uncle, or whoever, your father. You out here putting out names on people's names and talking about how horrible they are because somebody else says something to you and you go and run with it and believe it. So let it be on you. Let it be on you and your family. Because what they doing to Diddy's family, I don't like it. Those young kids didn't ask that. They didn't ask that to be their father. They didn't know what they was coming in the world to have as parents. And if Al B. Shaw want to stand by the man, then let him stand by the man. Mind your damn business. Mind your business. Stop putting all these false things out there about Diddy sleeping with Viber and Usher and all of it. In Hollywood and in Hollywood and in the music industry, anything goes. That's the business. The parents know that's the business. And when they children still want to disobey them and still want to choose that as they whatever in life, all you can do is pray for your kids and pray that they make a safe comeback. Justin Bieber's just sitting back, listen, trying to live his little life and forget about that life and want to be with his family, and y'all want to drag him into this shit. That boy want to just sit back and enjoy his life with his family. And y'all want to put that little boy in this, that man. He's not a little boy anymore. He's a grown-ass man. And he ain't saying nothing about Diddy because he knows he made the choices he made on his own. Probably told his parents and everything, I'm going to make the choices I want to make. Let me make these choices. Let me live my life. You don't know how so disrespectful these kids are. And who they more influenced by superstars and people like that than they are by their parents or any pastor. They got to go out there in the world and they're going to have to find the truth for themselves. They're gonna have to learn on their own. Them young girls that supposedly been up at these Diddy parties and everything, they gonna find, and some of them didn't. They say, oh, they had them chained down there, whatever. That could be true. That could be some women that could have been sex trafficked from someplace else to come and have sex with them from someplace else in the world, in the country. The kind of quality of women they looking for. Now that part is true, and that shit been going on forever. That kind of behavior. But that's why I said when you're not walking with Christ, you get caught up in this world with the craziness and being around here being mad at folks over things and judging people and throwing more flames into the fire. Be careful what you speak on people's lives. So what did he got? It looked good on him. And I'm going to give him his props. Yes, that doggone clothes did he be wearing and shining? Did he be looking debonair? You hear me? That's right. His money looks good on him. So they could be mad if they want to be mad. Jay-Z and Beyonce look good as a power black American couple. The life of the rich and famous. That's right. They standing real strong and good up there. That's right. Regardless of what goes on behind the closed scene, I don't need to know all their business out what they do in their bedroom. All I know is that they look good. Okay? They look good. Y'all some haters. They look good. And R. Kelly, he look good and he's good. He don't need he it ain't even about the money with R. Kelly. R. Kelly don't need to go back and write for no more music industries, no whatsoever. Now, if he wanted to help artists out and do songs for them, that's fine. But he don't need to fuck with them, and that's why they want to keep him down, because he know he's one of the greatest songwriters out there, and how he can make that music turn gold. And without him, they nothing. They want to steal all the rights over his songs and his music and everything else like that. But like I said, God is on the throne, and he's going to use his power. So with that being said, y'all, let me get myself together and get out of here early because I got to run takes care of some errands before everybody else in the household gets up. And I'll be back with you all later. God bless you. I love you. And you stay safe. Peace.